Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. What to do when you feel shut out by the covert or overt narcissist. When you feel like communication is really just breaking down. You live with them or you work with them, you're in close proximity to them. However, they're not saying hi, they're not acknowledging you, they're not asking what's for dinner, they're not updating you on what's going on in their life as they usually do, they're not keeping you in the loop at work, they're just plain and simple abusing you by shutting you out. This is very humiliating, it's very distressing, and it seems to send a clear message that you are not wanted. However, you have to coexist with this person, and emotions can run high. And, one can be really, the worst can be pulled out of somebody in that situation. When you feel like you at least deserve acknowledgement, you at least deserve a hello, you at least deserve sort of an update, rather than having to always go and chase them, follow them for it, or leave a lot of things, just loose ends, things not dealt with. And things tend to mount up. Things tend to snowball on you, and this is a very difficult and stressful situation when they just seem to shut you out. And what happens is, especially in the covert narcissist, this is, in the beginning stages of the devalue and then the discard phase. So, the phases can take various lengths of time, depending on how long you've known them, or if this narcissist has another source of supply that they can just kind of go into and feed up on, and just keep them amused and entertained and feeling like their life is still going in the powerful way that they love it to. However, if you feel this is going to the devaluing stage, which is where they outright devalue you, either through verbally, by saying things, or saying things behind your back, using what they, basically call a splitting behavior, where instead of confronting you and saying, I can't work on this relationship anymore, I don't feel like I can allow this to continue, they will do things like buddy up with other people in the family. They'll buddy up with other people in the office. They will split, basically completely backstab you and your reputation behind your back. And then it's these other people who will then kind of start mistreating you as well, and you're like confused because these are people that you've worked with, that you've shared projects with, they're great friends to you, they're great colleagues, they're great family members, yet somehow news is out that you're now being blackmailed. You're now having allegations against you that are untrue, that they're trying to do a smear campaign on you and ruin your reputation, when it's nothing you did, nothing you deserve, and nothing that has any factual basis. It's just a ploy of the narcissist and of course the psychopath to engage in these smear campaigns, because it just starts them, it gives them the ability to move supply over to their side. It gives them the ability to have a lot of people believing them and disbelieving you, which no matter what sort of lies they have to tell, it's going to keep them in control and keep power in their house, so that they are the ones who are dominating and controlling of the situation. And the more that they can see you without, they'll just look at you wreathing in disbelief. They're really emotionally cut off from sort of the slandering that they do. It's as if you never existed to them. It's as if you never had a relationship with them. It's as if you had never helped each other and been there for each other and shared anything. It's just like dissolved in a moment without notice. So, if this is the situation and you're being kind of shut out, look at just maintaining your dignity. There was a nice comment from a viewer a little while ago, is that your dignity is one of the best things that you can have in your healing. And I do agree with that. It's human dignity. And you don't want to go through life and illness and things like that without some dignity. No matter what happens to us, we have to hold fast to that internal dignity, knowing that we're a good person and knowing that we're not alone in our struggle, that we have a whole multitude of love which we've given to life and which we've contributed in life, and we have to call upon those good times when we're going through the bad times. So you have to remember when you've been there for people and know it in your heart that you've done good, and don't be blindsided, don't be blinded to the smear campaign. Recall your vision, recall all the good that you've done. You have to actively do this. You have to remember all the great things that you've surmounted in your life. And think of other people in life who have also had to deal with challenging, hard times and have had to face it with dignity. Look at all the people in the news. I mean, the people who have been wrongfully, wrongful arrests and things of this nature, and they have to go through life knowing that they're innocent, and then they're one day released. I mean, it takes a lot of faith, and it takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of fortitude, and in terms of calling that forth and knowing your truth. And really, the truth is what you really want to hang on to when you're dealing with all this. That's what you have to hold fast to. It's almost like you have to really use your strength. You have to really retrain your mind. And if you can understand that, and retraining your mind and what I'm going to call basically the rhythm of communication. Because one of the things that the narcissist, covert or overt narcissist will do when they shut down is they'll try to shut down your rhythm in life. And I had learned this concept, quite a long time ago when I first graduated from college. And I really looked at the dysfunction and the disruption of specifically alcoholic families, and I was studying the sort of dynamics, family dynamics that are created in that when the alcoholic is, an active alcoholic, and children are being neglected, abused, and really sort of what is going on there and how to help these people. Well, for one, if you look at an alcoholic or someone who is abusing drugs, and these people pass out, they black out, their kids are like left alone, they're left without guidance, they're left without communication, no one is asking them about their day, no one is reviewing their studies with them, and children need that repetition so that they can learn. It's not like you hear it once and then it's learned. Children need discussion, they need review, they need to go over their day, and they need someone to kind of reaffirm what they've learned that day and make it solid and make it real and make it useful. And oftentimes in the family of the alcoholic, who, they're often, they're alcoholic haze and they're neglecting the children, and there's a complete lack of rhythm of communication in the family. And there was a book, and I don't have the title right now. I will try to research that for any people who are struggling with this in their family or in their relationships. But it was very interesting. It was just a thin little book. But how, that natural rhythm is what is disrupted. And when you have a natural rhythm that's disrupted, like, hi, how are you? How was your day? How's it going? What happened today? Tell me all about it. Let's get something to eat. Let's get something to drink. There's a natural rhythm and a natural flow. When that is disrupted, the person also tends to be disrupted in their rhythm of life. And so what happens is there's a rhythm, a shutdown of your natural rhythm, which upsets your circadian rhythm, your appetite, your sleep, your thought process, your ability to focus. Thoughts become very fragmented, people become disorganized, they feel like they're coming apart at the seams, and it's very often tied to this lack of rhythm in their life, and a lack of routine, and a lack of sort of that momentum in their day and in their relationships. So if this is the case, you need to become aware of it and then say, okay, this is what is happening. It's the first step, is becoming aware of it, and then next realizing, how can I now plug in more routine and more rhythm into my day, despite this person shutting me out, stopping my flow, trying to AWOL me, if that's not the correct term, but basically, wall me out, where I'm feeling like I'm shutting down. Find ways to step up your routine, step up your rhythm in your day. What can I add? Ask yourself, what can I add to my schedule today? Can I go out for a walk at lunch? Can I go and join my health club and take some sort of yoga classes? How can I add rhythm and routine to my life now? Can I go to the coffee shop and get a book and read with a coffee after my work or before my work, rather than being and just suffering in silence and just trying to tolerate this? Look at ways to add some rhythm to your life, especially in terms of exercise as well. Exercise has definitely been shown to lift the emotions, the positive emotions. There's been a lot of studies on the positive effect on mood that even a little bit of aerobic exercise will have. As they say, it gets your juices going, it gets your creative juices going. No matter how old you are, if you get a little bit of aerobic activity in, a little bit of walking, a little bit of brisk walking, a little bit of bicycling, get yourself a bicycle with a basket, put your phone in there, get your headphones, play a little bit of music. Do something just to add a little bit of rhythm to your day. It doesn't have to be rock music. It can be classical music. In fact, I'm going to be doing another video on how important healing sounds are to the healing process, healing music. I know this is a little bit off topic. However, it is very important, I think, when you're healing through this sort of narcissistic abuse, and maybe there was some sort of music that was causes those negative emotions to continue. Switch up your music to something a little bit lighter, softer, something a little bit more positive, uplifting, rather than maybe some typical music that you're listening to that could be adding subconsciously to that sort of negative mood and feeling shut down. So peace and harmony with you here today. Keep the rhythm, keep the healing. I hope these videos help. Please share, please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support. Love you!